good evening and welcome to a special edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. Celebrating another 1-0 victory at home for Frank Lampard's Sky Blues on Saturday against Bristol City. Action-packed show for you tonight. We've got a full house of presenters. We've got special guests, a really special guest that we all know very, very well from his time with the Sky Blues. Captain Fantastic, and give us a lowdown on Blackburn Rovers, of course, who we play on Tuesday night. Kyle McFadzean, he'll be on very, very short. Well, he'll be on around about 8 o'clock time, all going well. And that'll be interesting to speak to Fadz and get a few stories off him. So we'll come to that a bit later on in the programme. First of all, we've got a full house. Let's introduce our guests tonight. We've got the presenters. Miles, good evening.
Good evening.
Claudio, good evening.
Good evening. I thought you were talking about me when you said Captain Fantastic.
So, Victoria, good evening.
Here we go. Me.
And Richard Overson's joining us as well. Richard, good evening, Richard.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome again to Sky Blue Fans TV. Well, I've got a massive show tonight. I've got loads of things to fit in, loads of videos and loads of things to talk about. And obviously from 8 o'clock, we'll have Fadz on as well. They'll be chatting about all things Sky Blue and Blackburn Rovers, of course. Right, let's get down to it then. Yesterday, of course, was a 1-0 victory, a slim 1-0 victory over Bristol City. We've got the goal. Let's share the goal first, Miles, shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fantastic finish from, the man of the moment, Miles. The man who keeps missing for us, but he scored a fantastic goal, didn't he, yesterday?
Great finish. You couldn't knock it really. To hit it first time virtually. He took it well, coming off the bar. Love it when you score a goal in off the bar. It just makes it look a little bit more spectacular, doesn't it, when it does that? But fair play to him. He worked very hard yesterday. I thought the whole of the team worked really hard yesterday. I was very pleased with some of the performances. You can see what, as we said before, the team of Frank Lampard and the coaching staff, you can see what they're trying to do. You can still, I don't know, a few, giving away loose balls. I think Bristol, they were the same. We were sort of giving the ball away quite a bit, but I thought there was a lot of improvement there yesterday. And I can't moan about the endeavour of their performance, the players. I thought they were very, very good yesterday compared with what we've seen over the last few months. I think, they looked as if they really wanted to wear the shirt yesterday. And thankfully, Dovin made 2 marvellous saves, one in the first half, one-on-one with the keeper, cracking save. And then he did one with his feet in the second half, didn't he? Which probably kept us in it. But I listened to Frank and I listened to Bristol's manager today, and he reckons they had the better chances than us. And when I've watched the highlights back, I think we had the better of the chances, to be honest. But that's how we look at the game. And I've had loads of text messages saying how we look better, and then I've had messages saying that they didn't enjoy it, they thought we'd look poor. But I can see glimpses of improvement. We just need to add to the squad to make us better.
Were you surprised that Asante was in the team to start with? Because there was talk of him dropping him, Lampard, because he's missed obviously a couple of easy chances, if you like, and maybe put Bazette up front with Sims instead. But fair play to Lampard, he stuck with him, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought Sims and Asante played quite well together yesterday. And, I think we said while we were watching the game, if you remember Mark Robbins about Mark McNulty, what season he had. he couldn't score for anything. He couldn't put it in the back of the net, and then all of a sudden he was banging them in left, right, and centre, and he got us, he got us up the table and got us promoted. And I think it's like Vicky always says as well. You can't get any game time by just coming on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes each game. You've got to have a run of games to get used to it. Yes, I know he missed a chance at Norwich, but once again, I'm going to say I blame that defeat on Frank Lampard because we didn't counteract the substitutions. A lot of people were blaming Asante for missing his chance, but yesterday I thought they both put a shift in, and I was very pleased with their attitude. The attitude of the whole team yesterday was very, very good, and we were first to the ball more than we have been before. We in recent games we've been second to the ball. We've been, things haven't been falling our way. And yesterday, just things started to click. Radoni was fantastic. His ball through to Asante was superb. But we were looking for that ball all game anyway. So yeah, I was impressed with. I'm pleased with that performance.
Yeah, and I thought Jamie Allen played well as well. To be fair, I thought he had a decent game. Claudio, were you surprised at the team selection to start with, or were you expecting Asante to start?
I didn't expect Latibodier to start.
That was a bit of a shock, yeah.
I wasn't surprised about Asante because we spoke about it. You got two guys, Sims and Asante, scored 31 goals between them last season. At some point, they have to start scoring. They've proved they can score goals. Latibodier, I was surprised, our Jamaican international, but I thought after the first 10 minutes, had a really solid game, actually. I thought he did all right. But I was surprised he left Thomas out. But
because to be fair, Thomas has been all right lately.
His distribution's not brilliant, I'd say that. But also, the key thing for me was that we don't lose at home, and that's now since Mark Robbins has left. That's 7 matches unbeaten at the CBS. So, and that's 6 under Frank Lampard. That's a massive improvement when we lost about 5 before then. And that's the key, isn't it? If we need to get up the table, we've got to keep making sure we don't lose games at home and keep picking things up. The selection all round, we haven't got a big squad, have we? So there's only 1 or 2 are going to come in and go out. Nothing's really going to change. And as for the performance, first half was so-so, second half was a bit better. It's not like you're not picking up trees, are we? But
no, it was a game. There wasn't many clear-cut chances in the game, was there, to be fair?
No, but a few weeks ago, if that game was in November, the 2 shots on target they had go in because that's how it was going. They've been deflected off someone's backside and gone in or something. And we did enough to win that game. And they're not. They're 8th in the table. That's a good win.
When you said they were 8, I had to check, because I thought they're not 8, surely.
I know you thought. I can't believe they are 8th in the table. But is that because we made them look poor? We don't give ourselves enough credit sometimes. The reason they couldn't pass the ball properly is because we're hounding them down. I thought it was at times the cutting out the balls was pretty good. We were rushing them and they were making mistakes. So it's about time some of our fans gave our own team the credit they deserve instead of just always saying, "Oh, the opposition are rubbish. What a rubbish league we're in. It's a terrible league." Yeah. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and had a clean sheet as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm pleased, really pleased.
Doving did get man of the match. We'll have an interview. We'll have a look at that in just a minute. I just want to talk to Vicky about her favourite player, Ellis Sims, and how she thought he performed yesterday. Because playing the 2 up front did make a little bit of a difference, doesn't it?
It suits him, doesn't it? I think. And also now that's a couple of games in a row, so starting to get a bit of regular game time. And I felt yesterday that him and Asante, there just were glimpses of a proper partnership forming there, just little things that they did between the 2 of them. And that only comes from playing regularly with one another, doesn't it? So I think that was a positive for me yesterday. I thought it was a shame that Sims couldn't get a goal to add to his performance because I think he did pretty much everything else that you could ask of him, really.
Yeah, and Jamie Allen, for me, I thought he won them nasty little 50-50s in the middle of the park.
It's like Miles said earlier. It was the endeavour across all of the team. I felt were looking to do their job. It might not have all been pretty and extravagant, but it was the ultimate aim was we're going to win this game, keep a clean sheet, score a goal, and win. And And ultimately, that's what you have to start doing, picking up points, and then you start to build some confidence, and then the fancy stuff follows, doesn't it? But you've got to start from a decent, grounded position, and it felt like that everybody was putting their effort in across the board, and some players really stepped up and had some. I mean, like De Silva, thought he had probably his best game of the season. I thought Dobbins just growing each time he plays and looking like a really sort of decent prospect for being our number one goalkeeper. I think that's looking good, and Alan has yet again to sort of find the odds to be making an influence when we're thinking his career here is over. He keeps on coming back.
Well, as Claudia keeps saying, he seems to be around for ages, Jamie Allen, doesn't he? But he's still here, and he's still doing it. He's still doing it when he needs to.
Yeah.
But we do need some fresh faces in, don't we? Really,
desperately. Well, because the worry was that in the second half, both Torp and Allen took little knocks at different points and were sort of limping a little bit. And I thought if they're both injured, with Sheaf being injured, we're really going to be struggling in that position. And that's the problem. That area, especially, we're just really vulnerable to any more injuries, I think, aren't we?
Yeah. But a well-deserved victory and a clean sheet.
I think so. I think well-deserved. Yeah.
I mean, Dovin got man of the match. We'll have a look at that interview. Do you want to have a look at it now then, Miles? Put that interview up for his Dovin, man of the match. Up in the lounges.
Boys and girls, we've got our man of the match already. This is brilliant. It's so early. Please put your hands together for our man of the match, Mr. Oliver Dovin. We have said, Oliver, that if you come up so quickly each week, you can be man of the match every week, because we rarely get to see the players so soon. So thank you for coming up. Thank you for coming up in your kit as well, so they can see the scars and the battle scars that from the game. It's important to start right. I thought they, Bristol started well, had a great one-on-one chance, but the main man stopped it.
Happy to be able to make the save, and that it helped us win the game.
And it's a changed game now, particularly for some people now my age, that the goalkeepers, they used to just kick the ball and that was it. But now you sort of, I think if you to count the amount of possession of each player, goalkeepers rate highly on it. So have you worked on ball work, control, passing? Because it's a big part of the game now, other than saving shots and crosses.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, I think the football game has changed, and I've worked a lot on it the last few years because all my managers have wanted a playing keeper. So yeah, I'm just trying to play my game, and as the manager wants to.
And you're very calm, and I've played with keepers. Where is Jim Blind? Les Seeley's, unfortunately, when there was. But that, anything that happens, it was your fault. But you're very calm, and it must be enjoyable to play in front of you with such a calm keeper behind you.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta ask the defenders that, I think. No, but yeah, I'm very calm as a person, and obviously sometimes I need to raise my voice and talk to the defenders on the pitch, but otherwise, yeah, very calm.
And the manager. At the end of the game was happy, 3 points, onwards and upwards, lots of games to come, so it's important that, we get that 3 points and move on.
Yeah, I think, especially after the Norwich game, where we were so close of getting the 3 points, I think it was important to get the 3 points today and to build on that, hopefully, and yeah, he was happy.
Not as happy as the fans when the ball went in the net. I mean, what a goal that was. And there was a fantastic through ball, and in fact there was lots of set plays where it just nearly came off, but not quite. But that was a wonderful move by Radoni, through ball, and what a finish.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy for Brandon. He's working hard, and it was an amazing goal. I think we had a lot of chances to score earlier, but 1-0 is good, and we got the 3 points, so that's all that matters.
I mean, it was a fantastic finish, but I think you would have saved it. But overall, no injuries because Jack came off a little bit early. I didn't know whether did he have a knock or anything, because as I say, there's plenty of matches coming up.
No, I don't think so. I have to wait and see.
Well, we thank you for coming up here today. Please put your hands together for our man of the match. Well deserved. It's nice to have a goalkeeper coming up occasionally. Thank you.
Oliver Dovin there, man of the match up in the lounges. Good evening, Richard.
Good evening.
Do you agree with that? Do you thought he had a good game yesterday, Dovin, didn't he?
I thought he did well. Especially the first 15 minutes when Bristol were on top. And like Claudio said, 3 months ago, that would have been 2-0. We'd have been 2-0 down. So I think that save there gave him confidence then. And then you could see him. I think, you've got Dovin, you had Kitchen yesterday, who was outstanding, Jamie Allen, and Ellis Sims really got a bit of a spine there, the first time probably. We've had that. So I think that helped where you've got those 4 players. And I thought it was quite telling that Jamie Allen was captain as well. There's been vice captain or when she hasn't played. So I thought that was quite telling actually. He kept Jamie Allen deservedly as well after his performances and experience as captain. So
he seems to be. I just said earlier, he seems to be about for ages, Jamie Allen.
Yeah,
but he had obviously an illness and injury and loads of different things kept him out for a time. But every time he comes in,
he just runs, doesn't he, for 90 minutes.
Yeah, he don't let us down.
Runs. He doesn't stand still. He's like that outside as well. I think outside football, but he doesn't stand still. You know what I mean? He runs, and that's what he really wants. Someone that's running and just I think he helps us play a bit quicker. He'll get the ball and move. And he's probably playing not as forward as he has been before. He's probably playing that holding just in front of the back 4 or back 5, sorry. But I thought Torp and Jamie Allen yesterday and Rodoni, the 3 of them really, once sort of Bristol City, that's that 15, 20 minutes we came into it. And we had some good chances.
Yeah, where are you on Asante then up front? Who would you rather have? Would you have Asante up there?
Well, I was missing there really. You've got Sims, but I mean, Passet's misses against Portsmouth were probably more crucial or as crucial as Asante against Norwich. So
it definitely could. Should have been 2-0 up in that game, shouldn't we?
2-0 up there, you win that, and then Asante against Norwich. So to be honest. And, Asante scored yesterday. So I think it's his shirt at the moment to lose. And I think Ellis Sims is awkward. I think, he's awkward. Yeah, he was awkward. He was difficult to mark. And I think being that way, they've got to mark him and he's running off the ball well. So I think at the moment, Asante, while Hadji Wright's injured, I think it's Asante's. The goal, I didn't think it was in at first.
I couldn't believe it the way he finished.
We haven't scored a goal like that for ages. I thought it was in the side netting, and then it was in. So
back to the old Victor days, there, weren't it?
Yeah. I think Rodoni's little slip ball through was like what Kelly used to do with Godden, or we used to slip those balls through. Really, we haven't been doing that for the forward. So
it's fantastic.
It's the ball I've been crying out for weeks. I've been saying, haven't I? Who's the player can slip that ball between defenders, and that's a perfect pass.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he didn't think about it, did he? He just hit it. No. I think normally he tries to put his foot on it, doesn't he, and then hit it, and that's when the problem starts.
You look at Matty Godden when he played. He scored so many of those goals where Kells or somebody would just put the ball into the area, and there was trademark. I think that when we beat Bristol City in the last minute, 3-2. That goal yesterday was very similar. It was that.
That's right. Yeah. Listen, we have got Kyle McFadzean coming up about 8 o'clock. So if you tune in expecting him to be on, he'll be on around 8 o'clock mark. He might be on just before, but soon as he comes on,
I think he's trying to get on. He's trying to get on now.
We'll get him on as soon as possible. In the meantime, Claudio, you got a few comments coming in?
Yeah, I have. Colin Rowley says, absolutely love this channel, folks. Thank you all for your time and commitment. I'll be watching tomorrow as I go to bed early because of medication. Thank you. Hope it's not because of us. Probably because of Coventry, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah. Gary Sample says, Hi guys, first time commenting on here. Love the show. Have been proud Sky Blue since 1986. Unfortunately, live in Leicester now. Oh, unlucky.
Oh.
From the entitled King lot. Wow. We had a lot of fans crying for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Is that 7 defeats in a row now?
Yeah.
Just saying. Yes.
It was. Yeah, you're right.
Paul Cuttyford. He said, good to see Fadz. Well, will do shortly. The football will be playing is nothing short of Sunday football. We have no experience to help the 8 or 9 half-decent players we have. Yesterday's first half was appalling. It's a bit harsh, that is. Mark Cunningham, great to have Fadz on. Come back, Fadz. You should have never left. I'll tell you what, I'll read the Fadz comments. If you want to write the Fadz comments after he's arrived, that'll make it easy.
Just in case.
He's not very good with technology, apparently. Oh, I've seen him. He's popped up at the bottom of the screen. He's here.
We'll bring him on in a minute.
In 3 words, I'll go first. Get the job done. Should we just get him on straight now before it disappears?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get him on. Here he is.
Wow. Good evening.
Hey.
How is everyone?
I'll take it all back, mate. I didn't think you'd be able to do it. Well done.
Yeah.
He's been slagging you off, Richard, about technology.
No, he hasn't.
Are you on your iPhone?
I've had to put it on my
iPhone
iPhone.
or iPad?
It's on the iPhone.
Well done.
So how's things with you, Blackburn wise? Because you haven't been playing a lot lately, have you? Not as much as you expected to play.
No, I've not been playing at all, but obviously the team's doing really well, so that's not too bad. So, but yeah, obviously I want to play a lot more, so it's a big reason why I'm try and leave in the window.
Yeah, that obviously you want to play as much as you can, don't you? I mean, that's the main thing. And have you got ambitions going into coaching as well, Kyle, later on?
Yeah, I keep getting asked about it all the time, but I just feel like I've got a couple of years left to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely will go into it after. I'm doing my coaching badges at the minute up at Blackburn, but obviously if I move clubs, then that's going to get stopped for a little bit. I have to transfer it to my next club. Yeah.
Now, obviously, we played Blackburn on Tuesday. Big game for Cov. We're going up there again. What can we expect off Blackburn Rovers? I mean, they're doing all right in the league, aren't they, so far?
Yeah, we're a tough team to play against, I think. Obviously, when we played at Coventry, I think that's the only one game here we probably let ourselves down a little bit. But fair play to Coventry on the night. They were a lot better than us. But yeah, you'll be in for a tough game. We're really good at home, and yeah, we're on a good run at home, to be honest.
Did you lose yesterday? Was it 1-0 you lost?
Yeah, we lost 1-0. Well, I didn't travel, but I've been a bit. But I think they didn't play as well. I spoke to a few lads, so we'll be hoping we can get a reaction on Tuesday night. Any
players we've got to look out for, especially?
No, we've got a lot of good players, but I'm not giving you our tactics. But no, we're a good unit team. You see, it's not just one player in our squad. It's quite a togetherness team, and that's massive. What we've built from the gaffer.
How's Dom Horn playing?
Yeah, Dom's playing this year. Really doing well. Danny Batt as well. Playing really well together. That's
John Hughes.
That's a big reason why I'm not playing.
What's the difference with John Eustace? Obviously, he worked under Mark Robbins as well.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between John Eustace and Mark Robbins in the way they work the teams together, or were you very similar?
Yeah, Gaffer John Eustace is really, really hands-on, and he's a really good manager. He's really good. I'm really impressed with him. He's really helped the group, and I'm surprised he's not been drafted away by any other teams, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. The panel can ask some questions. Claudio, do you want to ask a question?
Put me on the spot here. Evening, Carl. Really pleased that you've joined us. You're regarded as a very tough centre half, but I mean, when you meet you personally, you're quite a bit of a gentle giant, aren't you? Really. So where does this aggression come from?
Hey,
I'm not sure. I just obviously when I'm on the pitch, I just want to win, and obviously any way possible, really.
Yeah, I mean, you came to us at a time where we're pretty much on the up, basically. I mean, I still think we are as a club anyway. What made you come to Coventry City in the first place? What was the appeal?
Obviously, I spoke to Carl Baker before I signed, and he was telling me how big the club were. But obviously, until you really sign, you don't realise. And then obviously I signed, and I realised how big the club were. And obviously, the gaffer and Adi were a big part of it, and that's why I joined. So yeah.
And I know when you came to some of the players' evenings. I remember one at Leamington Warwick, and you seemed quite determined. Then you were talking about we've come here to get promoted, and I mean that took me by surprise. I thought, wow, he seems very confident, and you weren't wrong, were you? We did, we did it basically, and it sort of puts a positive feeling amongst the fan base. And did you feel that at the time at the club that things were always on a high?
I did feel like that when I first walked in the door. Yeah, I really did think we were going to get promoted. I think that's how you have to be a player. There's no point in taking part in a season and not being wanting to get promoted. So obviously everybody has to be on board of getting promoted and believing in it. But I think we installed it in each other to make sure we believe in it. Obviously that's what happened, and we nearly did it again, but by penalties we dropped out.
And of course the return to the CBS in that game, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
That was some last seconds, wasn't it? Must have been amazing.
Yeah, it just creeped in, but obviously, yeah, it were massive. Obviously, for the home game, I don't know how long, and it just started from them really.
Okay, Miles.
Oh, I got loads. How are you, Carl? You all right?
Yeah, I'm not bad. You?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I mean, look, I have got quite a few to ask you, but the first one is I want to ask you is that what was it like? You know, when we travelled up to Blackburn last season, and you had a Blackburn shirt on, you had Callum O'Hare in your pocket. He couldn't get round you or anything. You knew exactly how to treat him. But what was the feeling like at the end of the game when you walked up to us in the away end and we were singing your song?
Yeah, it were upsetting. Obviously, I never wanted to leave that club. I always thought I'd finish there, but for different reasons, obviously I wanted to go and play, and I weren't getting any time on the field. So, yeah, it was a really proud moment for me. And like I say, I had to go in because I was crying, as it were, and didn't want to show everybody that I'm meant to be a big tough centre half. That I'm going to ball. Yes.
And did you recognise any faces in the crowd when you were walking around? Because obviously you know a lot of us, fans. I mean, you must have seen some people that you recognised on that day.
Yeah. So there's loads of familiar faces, and obviously I was just shaking, and I was just so overwhelmed and stuff like that. I just needed to get out there, because obviously I would have been bowling for next 2 hours if I'd have stayed there. So thank them and get off the pitch as quick as possible, really.
Yeah, but it was nice. I mean, we were in the crowd and we were singing it, and it was quite emotional for us, singing your song to you. Because we were. Go on, sorry.
I said, to be honest, it was weird in the game as well. I could hear him singing my name, and it's like I'm playing for Blackburn. Coventry fans are singing my name. It's like it was weird.
It must be good for you. It must make you feel really, proud of what you achieved with our club, mustn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I still feel like I've not really said a proper goodbye. I'm actually going to go to the game this weekend, but I couldn't come. But I'll definitely come sometime get back down there. They're good properly.
Yeah,
Miles?
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Miles,
go on.
just ask Carl something. Is your head really massive? That's what I want to know.
It's not as big as Rick. No.
I've got a photo of something else actually. Can you show that?
No.
And you know when you join another club, did the Blackburn fans sing the same song as we did for you, or have they got another song?
No, they've got the same song now.
Have they? I always wondered what happens, if they do sing the same. But I bet it's not as passionate as us lot, though, is it?
To be fair, they do sing it well.
Now, I mean, I was at Blackpool. I think it was that season. I mean that was an amazing sight because you got a great goal down there, up there at Blackpool, didn't you, for us? I mean, seeing all those COD fans, the whole length of that pitch. I mean, that was some feeling for you players on there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we used to get that every away trip though, didn't we? So we were quite, to be honest, as players. We couldn't thank the fans, but we had to turn up every week and make sure we performed for them. So yeah, that was a special day. It
was a brilliant weekend as well. That was for the fans and everyone. But I want to ask you about the two key seasons out of the years that you were with us. The year that the year we got promoted. How did that team compare with the team that you were in that got us to the playoff final? Was there much difference in the way that you approached it?
I definitely think we improved as quality as players. Like obviously we brought better players in. Like obviously your Gussers, your Vicks, your Matsons. If you look at what all them have done since they've been at Coventry, it's like one of them's won league in Portugal. Gus went and played Premier League. I think Matson played in Champions League final. So it just shows you like some of the players what we had were unbelievable to me.
And I mean, getting to the playoff final and also winning the league in League One. I mean, that must be the pinnacle of your career. Is that the biggest highlight of your career, do you think?
Yeah, I always wanted to make sure I played at Wembley before I ever retired. Obviously, I wanted to be a winner at Wembley, but it weren't meant to be. But yeah, obviously, I would say that. Yeah, but just I think about that day so much. Well, we could have done so much differently, but I don't know. It's still. I wish I had just to be honest, even though I'm not very good at them.
There's a question from Glenn actually asking, were you up next to take the penalty after?
Yeah,
you were.
Yeah.
And do you think you would have bagged it?
Well, I was practicing all week, and to be fair, I was scoring more for them, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
he practiced in my back garden when we. He was in my garden taking them all night against my son.
Yeah, he owes me some money.
I remember that. Yeah.
It was just so unfortunate because all the penalty takers had gone off the pitch, hadn't they? Or they weren't available. And I just think if Hamey was still on and people like that we would have gone through. I think if our penalty takers were on the pitch at that time.
I still think if Gus were on, we'd have beat him anyway.
Yeah, we'd have gone on to win that game. Yeah. I agree with you there. Yeah.
Did you watch? Now, I don't know if you're going to like this. Well, you will like this question. Did you watch the semi-final last season?
Final of what?
FA Cup.
The FA Cup against Man United. Did you watch it?
I was watching it in the car driving.
Yeah, he phoned me. He phoned me.
I said to Richard, are we going to go?
Yeah.
To the final. I went, can you get me some tickets?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have been going on holiday.
And we did win it 4-3, didn't we? It weren't offside, was it?
No. I I got home for that little bit of extra time, and obviously I was running around in my room celebrating. I couldn't believe it, and obviously,
I mean, it was a bad one. Yeah, go on, Rich.
Going back to the League One team, and then the one we got to the playoff. The League One team, we had 14 games where we went unbeaten. You know what I mean? And then when we got to the playoff, the same thing. We had 20 games, didn't we, unbeaten? Yeah. What we're struggling at the moment to get that consistency, and obviously in those 2 runs, you were there. What made you do that? Or what helped? Or
I'm not sure. We just felt like as players, we were that close as a group. We just thought we'd win every game. We felt like we would as well. So I'm not sure, but obviously I still speak to quite a lot of lads at Coventry. I feel like they're just getting to that stage now. There's been a lot of changes, hasn't there? So,
yeah.
But they've got some squad to like challenge. They should be up there because everybody I speak to, they always say like, "What's up with Coventry?" Like with the squad they've got, it's just consistency, and obviously they're the only thing wrong at me, I think.
I've got a question from Mostly Love of Music. He says, ask Fadz about Jamie Allen. They both joined Cov from Burton Albion. And, well, basically, has he always been this type of player? Because he's come back. He's had some injuries while he's been at Cov, and he keeps coming back. And the last 2 games, he's been, I probably shouldn't tell you this, he's played really well. And you're not going to pass that on. Yeah, it's been awful the last 2 games, Kyle. But Jamie Allen, it's been shocking. So anyway, has he always had that about him? Because he's such a busy player, isn't he?
To be honest, I've been telling our manager to sign him.
No poaching now.
But Jamie's really underrated to me as a player. Like, he's a really good player, Jamie. He's quiet, don't get me wrong, until he's had a drink. But, no, Jamie's a really good lad, top professional, and he's a really good player as well. So I'm not surprised that he's come back and done really well.
And how did the move come about with you leaving us to go to Blackburn? Because we were shocked. We were devastated really that you had gone. When we heard the news that you were leaving and you were off to Blackburn, we were like, nah, this can't be right. Why did this happen?
Basically, I just wanted to play football, and I spoke to the gaffer, and we had a conversation. And he was always being on. He just said, "We're going in a different direction now, so like you won't be playing much." But obviously, the changed to back 4 as well. So obviously, we're not going to be back 5 anymore. But as soon as I left, they went back to a back 5. So it really,
it did actually,
That was the thing. That was the weird thing, you see, because we all know that you love playing in that back 5. You like it in the centre, and when you left, and then we ended up going back to a back 5. We were like, "Hey, what's going on here?" Because you left. But I mean, so when you moved up to Blackburn, did you have to move in with Hyam and live with him for a bit?
To be honest, I used to travel it and stay up Fridays, but I used to live with Dom, to be honest, yeah.
But, and how was that? How was that living with your teammate?
To be honest, it was quite weird, to be honest, but yeah, really nice.
Did you room with him? You roomed, didn't you, Coventry?
Yeah, I have a room with him now, so yeah.
The thing about Fadz doesn't like to have a room on his own. So when the players with the rooms, when they were in the League One, they used to have sort of rooms shared, and then they went to like rooms on their own. And Fadz never went on his own. You Fadz, you don't like sleep on your own, do you? Yeah. So he's always
boring.
He was always it was always Dom. Yeah.
Not telling too many stories.
I mean, there's Claudio found a picture, and we've all seen this quite a bit. But tell us what was going on here. Did you knock them all out?
To be honest, I was in pain when I was running off, but I thought I'm not staying down like them. I'm just running off. So, but yeah, I ran into about 3 of them. Then I think I took not on one of them.
Looks like you just like knocked them all out.
It felt like it.
Now we had a memorable moment, which was up in Blackburn. Your mate Ben Wilson got an equaliser for us. I mean, that really, I keep saying, I say to Ken and everyone, I say that point that night got us into the playoffs, didn't it?
Yeah, we all agree on that as well. To be fair, as players, so we always said that moment got us in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it was some.
I think after that game, it made Blackburn feel like that's them done as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I bet Ben was unbearable on the way home on the coach, weren't he?
He's like that every day anyway, so it wouldn't make no difference if he scored or not, but it just got 10 times worse.
Yeah, I bet it did. Yeah, because I mean, that was a great night. I took my boss from work to that game, and I said, I thought, you know, when we were playing in that game, I thought we didn't have a grip on especially the first half. I thought we didn't really have a grip on it, did we? You know, it was one of them. And
I just want to wonder why do we always play midweek against Blackburn?
Yeah.
We
do tend to play midweek, or we have lately, in the last few years.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to bring this up because we always bring it up when we have a chat. There was something happened in Marbella, wasn't there?
Marbella?
Yeah, this picture.
That's just the press were outside, weren't they?
Yeah.
Coventry press.
That was funny.
What happened there? How did you pick up that injury?
Playing head tennis.
Really? Is that what it was from? Tennis?
Playing head
wow.
tennis. Yeah.
I'd been there for 3 days, hadn't I? And I just left in the morning. And I saw the phone. I said, "What have you done here?" Because I've been with them 3 days.
Yeah.
we were literally, we had a cool down day and playing tennis. Next minute, I just get a sharp pain in my calf. Pulled my calf. Couldn't believe it.
Flipping out. It's no good then playing that head tennis.
I know. But it's one of them things. I've been quite lucky, to be honest, not getting injuries. But that moment, I was struggling for a couple of weeks because I couldn't really walk.
Kyle, can I ask you about the Wrexham match? Did you speak to your brother after that? Was there a bit of family hostilities at all? Because we were a bit shambolic, weren't we, in that game?
Yeah, well, yeah. I didn't play, did I? So I did, but I was actually out that day. I was in Manchester for my birthday, and I couldn't believe it. What were going off? I could not believe it. But I'm going to get right here. But yeah, fair play for Wrexham day. We just need to.
Is he still at Wrexham? Is he?
No, he's not got a club at the minute. He's been training on his own. So he said, we'll see what happens, and then if not, he'll part us.
Right. So when it's regarding, just asking about contracts and things like that. So at what point, as a player, do you actually get involved with a move, or do you just leave it all to the agent? Do you actually tell the agent you want to leave, or you want to go somewhere? How's it all work?
I knew there were a little bit of interest because I spoke to Dom and he said they were interested. And so I was like, well, I weren't really bothered at the start. Obviously, I had that conversation with Gaffer. And then they said, oh, they're going to be all right. They're going to go in a different direction because of my age. And then I think they played West Brom away and they got battered like 4-0 or something like that. I think Dom scored an own goal. So I texted Dom after the game. I'm like, cheers, mate. You probably got me a move now. It ended up they wanted to take me in, so I ended up getting, to be fair, club so now they sort of like give me pay up and like thank you for helping such and such, and then I got signed to Blackburn in the season.
So your next move then, do you just wanting to play, or do you fancy? Because someone's asked here, do you fancy being a player coach, or do you just want to play? You say you're 3 years in you.
That's obviously, I've had a little boy. Obviously, he's 2 now. Since my mum passed away, I've not really played much, and obviously, he asks me all the time now about football. Can he come and watch and stuff like that? So that's the big reason why I want to go and play now. So even if it's till the end of the season, but I still back myself to get another season out of myself next year. But it's just getting that right club, probably close to home, so and kids can come and watch. Because then I'll be after retiring. But yeah, that's another thing why I didn't do coaching bad. It's because a lot of managers don't like experienced pros playing.
Right.
Just in case they're not doing very well, just in case they get sacked or whatever. I think I don't going into thinking I want to take his job or whatever. I just want to go in and play and help the team get promoted.
It's whether or not they believe you and trust you to do that, I suppose, as well.
Well, that's probably why I'm.
If you don't get into coaching, we spoke to Carl Baker the other week, and he's been approached. He's now training to become a referee. Yeah. Would you ever think about becoming a ref if you don't go into coaching? Would it be something you'd like to do?
Imagine me being a referee.
It'd be brilliant.
I'm not. Obviously, I'd never say no, but I'd have to see what it's like, what you have to do training-wise and everything else, because obviously I've got 3 kids now, so I have to be home.
There's a question coming here from Finn. He said, if Lampard rang you, would you come back and play on a 2-year contract?
That'd be stupid to say no.
It'd be stupid to say no. Yeah, they are brilliant. Should we get some questions from the fans, if that's all right? Fadz, are we all right to get some questions in?
Yeah,
brilliant. Claudio,
I knew you were going to say that when I wasn't ready. That's Fadz lined up.
Or Vicky, have you got any questions, Vic?
Although I did see one of the questions in the chat was about who was your favourite ever player to play alongside whilst you were at Coventry. I suspect that might be Hyam, but maybe someone else.
Yeah, I'll have to say Dom. No, but I enjoyed playing with them all, to be honest. They all had different, obviously, styles of play. But yeah, me and Dom had a really good understanding. But to be honest, I think it's a bit harsh to say Dom, to be honest. But what
was it like that playoff season when you had Doyle and McNally, and obviously you were the experienced?
Yeah, I was just going to say Doyle because obviously I went to Sheffield United game against Norwich on Saturday, and he's just come on so well. I think he'll definitely play in the Premier League.
Yeah, I remember interviewing you, South and McNally at the tavern, and Luke really highly praised you, how you had really coached himself and Doyle to make that back three, the defence, as good as it was. I mean, they really did highly speak of you. I mean, having young defenders like that, and you coach them the way you could see that you will become a great coach, won't you?
Yeah, I feel like I've got a lot to offer in that sense, but it's just the right moment for me. I'll know when it's done. I will go.
Well, we want you at our coaching staff.
Yeah.
We want you to play for us. We want you to play.
Yeah.
I just want to ask Carl, who was the hardest player you played against, Carl? The one you felt, he's a good player, difficult opponent today. Anybody that shone out?
Okay, for Norwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, he were somebody who were annoying, but really good.
Yeah, he's a good striker, to be fair. Yeah. Didn't miss many, did he?
No, he would always. He never played in front of the side, and his timings of his run were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Claudio, you got any more
Well, Glenn's asking, was there any regrets while you were playing at Coventry? Anything you regretted at all? I mean, I must admit, most of these comments are basically saying how much they love Kyle McFadzean. There's some real.
Don't show them up.
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, we could do with him back. We need experience at the minute.
It feels like it's Valentine's night at the minute. All the love messages I'm getting here.
It won't cost a lot to get me back. Put it that way.
Well, we could do with a bit of experience, mate. That's what we're lacking.
So, was there any regrets at all? Anything that? So, was there any regrets at all, Kyle? Anything that?
Yeah, just not winning that final. Obviously, that's it. Other than that.
Had we'd won that, how do you think the squad would have looked like the following season? Do you think there would have been loads of changes? I know it's hypothetical.
Yeah, definitely. There'd have been a lot of changes, but obviously we'd have kept Gus and Victor.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, so going back, we'll talk about your career now. Going way, way back, obviously you're Sheffield. I believe a United fan, correct?
Yeah.
So your career started there as a young lad. Is that right? So what happened then? Because you ended up going to, was it Alfredton Town and then on to Crawley?
Yeah, so obviously I had a bit of time out of football. Obviously, as you do when you grow up. I think some people know this, that I just quit football 3 years. Obviously, I hanged around with wrong people and got into wrong crowds, and I ended up just ringing up. Well, I never went back to United. I had 2 years left on my deal, and I never went back. And they kept me up for weeks and weeks, and eventually they just give up. But I had a contract for 2 years, and obviously I just got fined every week, and they never released me or anything because they thought I was just going somewhere else.
So who was in charge at Sheffield when you were there?
Neil Warnock.
Blimey. Yeah, well, he's a good manager, isn't he?
Really?
So you ended up going to Crawley Town and sort of resurrected your career, really, didn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, I wasn't even going to go to Crawley, to be honest. I was playing for Alfreton, and obviously Nicky Lowe, Russ O'Neill, they looked after me a lot, to be honest, and they come and got me from all sorts of parties and stuff like that, just to get me to play and stuff. But him and my mum just said, "Look, can you just move to London, just get away and just turn your life around and have a go?" And I just did it really for my mum and him, just to see what happened, and I never looked back from it.
And I believe you got promoted, didn't you, to League Two?
Got promoted 2 years in, yeah. So,
and you're in the team of the year, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, you rose quite quickly in the end from what was probably a difficult start.
Yeah.
So how did you end up at MK Dons?
So I was going to move to Sheffield United, but it ended up the manager got the sack the Monday when I met him the weekend, so that didn't for that reason. And then obviously I nearly went to Brentford, but obviously I wanted to move closer to home. Obviously Milton Keynes is not close to home, but it was closer than what we were, so I ended up signing them, and I had a really good season. That season we got promoted as well, so yeah.
I mean, I used to go and watch, believe it or not, MK Don sometimes, just for the hell of it, really. And I even went to Wembley for the checker. What was I think they played Doncaster, I think, or something. The final of the checker trade, wherever it was. And I don't know why, but there's a guy there who used to play at left back, Lewington.
Yeah, Dina.
Yeah, and I don't understand how he never got picked up by a bigger club, because I always thought he's a really good fullback. I don't know what your thoughts of him was. He's a fantastic player, I thought. Yeah,
Louis was a really good player. Obviously, a bit like myself, never too quick, but he always read the game really well, and 1v1, he got past it. But he's a unbelievable career, obviously. He could have moved on, I'm sure he could have in his career, but I think really happy there. think that's why.
His dad was Ray Livington, wasn't it? He was at Watford and up with Graham Taylor, I think, back in the day.
Yeah, he was assistant manager. So.
Yeah. So, and of course, you ended up going to Burton.
Yeah,
we're doing a whole tour of your career here. So,
but when I went to Burton, I finished again. Keynes, obviously, Dons. I ended up having a transfer request in because they wanted to sign me. So I had a big argument with Carl Robinson because he said I could go to United come in for me, and that's what happened. In this case, it didn't. So I said to him, we were on a beat. I said to him, well, if you don't let me go to Sheffield United, I won't turn up pre-season. So what happened? I got a text off the fitness coach pre-season first day where I says I'm not coming in. I told him I'm not coming in, and I just said, he said I could go to Sheffield United. So it's either go to Sheffield United or I get a job.
Blimey.
I know.
What's Carl Robinson like as a manager then? Because he's
I really liked him. He was really good coach, really good, guy. But obviously, he said no. But when he rung me on the beach and said, "Who's told you you could go to Sheffield United?" I went, "You did." But no.
I mean, Burton. I mean, it must have been all of it strange. I mean, it's a small town club, but they're pretty decent, weren't they, for the size? When you were there, they were not a bad outfit.
Yeah, we did well.
Nigel Clough there as well, Fadz. It was Nigel Clough, the manager.
I used to love Nigel. He was a good gaffer, really good man. I enjoyed my time with him, to be honest. He was cracking, to be honest. Oh yeah, should have said the international breaks were really good with him, to be honest.
I know. That's what I said. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Miles?
Can I just ask a question? You're talking about managers there. Who was your best manager you worked under, Kyle? You've obviously worked under quite a few.
Do you know what? It's hard to pinpoint one. They've all got different ways of managing. But I also like Nigel Clough. Obviously, I don't know. It's tough, like the good managers, to be honest. I wouldn't like just to pick one because it's unfair on them.
They've all got different styles, haven't they?
Yeah.
How good? Fadz, how good was Dennis Lawrence? Dennis Lawrence, how good was he?
Yeah, I'll get on with Dennis. He messaged me actually. So yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, we're really good. They just had a really good group, didn't they? Dennis, the gaffer. So I just feel like
that's a question about regrets. What about not being able to enjoy it with the fans? When we were in League One, obviously because of the thing, not being able to celebrate that with the fans.
Yeah, that a regret. Yeah, 100%. It just felt like we got it took away from winning the league properly. Because it did. Obviously, we got promoted, but it didn't feel like a proper promotion. Got away from us. But I feel like we would have won that league quite.
Yeah.
There's a question from David Beecraft, and he says, Kyle, what do you think of Robin's sacking? Were you as shocked as the rest of us?
I was shocked, yeah, definitely shocked. But I just feel like he definitely deserved more time. I know that, just to turn it round. But you know what football's like, and I think obviously the owner Doug wants it to happen. Yeah. So, but
did you get on with Doug? How'd you find him?
Yeah. Well, I've talked a few times, but yeah, we're a really nice guy. So yeah, we're all right.
I was just going to ask that same question.
He's got to say that. He might have to come back, mightn't he? This is from Sky Blue J. How did the ground issues, pitch issues, etc., affect him and the team? So obviously the moving around and all the rest of it.
To be honest, when we played away, I think it did really affect us a little bit, to be honest, when we had a slow start. But yeah, it was frustrating, but we just got on. In the end, we turned it around. So yeah.
I got a question. Sorry, I got a question from Becky Trigger. Evening, Kyle. What's your thoughts on Kitch getting back in the side? I see some of your qualities in him, and he's obviously still young. I believe you're quite friendly with, you're good mates with him, aren't you, as well? So, do you rate him as highly as yourself?
Yeah. I think Kitch is really, really underrated. I think Kitch could play at higher level, definitely. Obviously, not everybody sees him day in, day out, do they? So we did. And every time I used to play Kitch, it used to be tough to give as much as I give him. So I used to like that. And yeah, like I said, me and Kitch get on really well. I speak to Kitch every day, so we meet up all the time. So, yeah, I think it's not a surprise since he's been back in the team's doing better.
Yeah. Talking about that, about in and out of the team, like you're not playing much at the moment, you're really desperate to play. We were just talking about earlier on yesterday's game with Asante and Sims not getting a lot of game time, and then all of a sudden they've played 2 games on the bounce. Kitchen's come in, he weren't getting much game time, but he's now improving again. How does it affect you as a player? Because obviously you're not kicking the ball as much as you want to do. But let's say we'll talk about Kitchen and Sante and Sims and that. How does it affect you if you're just coming on as a sub every week and not playing 90 minutes? How does it affect a player like yourself or like them, do you think?
It is tough, but obviously if you're losing every week, then you need to go and knock on the door and ask the manager, why am I not getting picked now? But obviously, I still think as a professional, you've got to support the team in every way possible, because you want the team to win every game and you want the same goal as them, like you want to get promoted. So you being there, being on bench and not being very good, like supporting your teammates is not good. You don't want that atmosphere around the place. So for me, I think Kitchen, that they're good guys, they want to play, but they'll be supporting the team and the team to do well. But as much as obviously it's not playing, you just got to wait for your chance. Obviously, as footballers, when you get a chance, sometimes you get chucked in, like, oh, am I going to one game or a couple of games? But you need at least 3 or 4 games to even get back to your match fitness. So,
have you ever been in a fractious dressing room where you have players who are causing a bit of trouble behind the scenes or are not happy?
I'll be honest, not really, because I won't let it happen, because it affects everyone, not just the team. And I'd speak to them for group, but I'd just go and see the gaffer and say, look, it's not healthy for the group. You need to get rid of him. So,
sorry, was there occasions in the past with us where you had to have a bit of a night out with the lads to sort things out and, get heads straight when the performances weren't great?
Yeah, not really. I wouldn't say a night out, but we've had discussions like the season. I think when we were playing at Birmingham, I think we lost to Middlesbrough Tuesday night or whatever, 2-1. I just think we all had a meeting together and we just said, look, not about performance. Now it's about getting results, staying in this league. And obviously, style of play changed a little bit after that, but it needed to happen to stay up, and that's what we did.
The first season back in the Championship, and all we wanted to do was stay up, and we did. It was great how you all turned it around, but we had that one bad game at QPR, didn't we? Sorry to bring it up, but it was an awful performance, wasn't it? I think, was it 4-0 or something? I think we lost. And Mark Robbins said that you all sat in the changing rooms after the game. What was said, if you can remember anything about that?
I didn't play. I
wasn't
there.
On Saturday, didn't you play? We played QPR on Good Friday, Bristol City on the Monday. I think it was the Saturday morning. You and Kel's got them all together, didn't you? In training.
Was it Saturday morning?
Yeah.
I think
what was said?
It would just say, I can't remember, but I think the lads after the game as well. I think I spoke to somebody who said like you should have seen dressing room after the game, and like never seen before, like gaffering it. And then obviously I think we had the meeting. It was a bit similar to like what we did when we played Middlesbrough. Just like we need to, if you're not on the same page as us, because some of them were like being unrealistic, stuff like that. We're just playing in a higher level and stuff like that. They all just thought we could turn up and play nice football and games. And we said, look, it's not about that now. It's about staying in the league, getting results. You don't have to play nice football. It's about winning now. And we said, like, if you're not up for it, just let us know. Something like that. Anyway.
The first 10 matches, I remember the first, when we went back up to the Championship, we gave a lot of penalties away, and there was like mad tackles around the box. The game was at Rotherham, which was absolute chaotic, wasn't it? And it's almost like we had to learn fairly quickly, didn't we? And we improved massively, I thought, after 10 games. So obviously something was sorted out in the changing rooms or on the training pitch, because it did improve massively. And in the end, I wouldn't say it was comfortable that we stayed up, but we'd done it with about 6 games to go, didn't we, that season? In the end, it was a good finish.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I must have given about 10 of them away, but
Go on and carry on.
And says, "Love you, Fadz." Yeah, they're all love you, Fadz. We never get this, Fadz. It's only when you come on. Professional, and your connection with the fans says it all. Which player did you play alongside that you know will go on to the top of the pile? I mean, that could be any time of your career, I suppose. Maybe a Coventry one, and maybe someone from another club.
Yeah. Obviously, I knew Victor would be a really good player, but if I said I would have thought he would have done what he's done, I'd probably be lying, because he took it to another level, hasn't he? So, but
because remember when he first came on loan, everybody was sort of having a go at him, weren't they? And say, "Oh, I don't know if we want him back." But
yeah,
when he came back,
I thought Walsh would have gone on to do a bit more, but he's just had so many injuries.
Yeah.
I did play with Dele Alli, and he was some talent. Yeah, I had a good season with him, and you could see he was going to go on to.
Yeah, I like Dele Alli, good player.
Yeah.
He's not back now somewhere. Where is he now? Because he was in Turkey, wasn't he?
Or is it just Sam somebody else?
Yeah, is he? It's could do with him. I won't find him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else.
You mentioned Doyle, didn't you? You mentioned Callum Doyle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fadz, this is Fadz Decorating Centre. I don't presume it's you. He was asking if you do painting and decorating. I think he's thinking maybe in 3 years' time you could help out. Anyway, question: do you think Callum Doyle? Would you think he'd break into the Man City team because he's been loaned out a lot?
No, I don't think he'll play at Man City. Yeah. I just think they'll try and sell him for like 20 million or something to get some money back for him, but you'll probably see him at like a Norwich, or you could even see him at like Sheffield United, like going up from the Championship and playing in the Premier.
Yeah.
Like, but he's all young, isn't he, still? So he's got every chance. But for me, Man City just buy who they want, don't they? So it'll be tough to get him.
Yeah.
Talking about going up at the moment, if you look at the table, who I mean, Leeds are top at the moment as they've won today, beat Sheffield Wednesday, which would make you happy, wouldn't it? Because obviously being a United. But I mean, who do you think is going to go up for the top two? And do you think Blackburn can make the playoffs?
I definitely think we can make the playoffs. Yeah, definitely do. I just feel like we need. I feel like the board needs to back the gaffer a little bit here. And probably get a couple of players just to strengthen us. And then for me, top two, probably Leeds, Sheffield United. I think Scotland might stay there as well till the end of the season as well. Got a feeling they might stay there.
How did Callum and Gus do yesterday, Fadz?
Yeah, to be fair, Callum gave him a bit, to be fair.
Really? Callum Doyle?
Yeah, I quite like that, to be fair. But yeah, Gus scored from the halfway line.
When you look at the table, the City have only lost 2 games more than Blackburn. It just shows that you've got to win your games, haven't you?
Yeah.
We're not far off it. But Blackburn always do have a pretty good start. They normally fade. So that's my prediction. Sorry, Faz, if you're still there.
Yeah, but we've got a different match, haven't we?
That's true. It's true. So Leo Dowswell says, who was the strongest centre-back that you've played with at Cov? If you could take somebody with you, who would it be, I suppose?
Defender, probably Luke.
Luke Nally.
Yeah.
He played on the left hand. He played yesterday on the left-hand side. He played on the right, and he played on the left there. You just see he wasn't comfortable. I was with his dad.
Yeah.
And
I think Luke, as a 1v1 defender, there's not many better than him.
He was fast yesterday. A couple of times he got back, didn't he? Especially the first half. His pace was good.
He is fast, Luke. Yeah.
And he can drink.
Does that get you in the team now, then, does it? Is that how it works?
I think all the drink. I think that was the problem. We all drank too much.
Apparently, Delhi signed for Como in the Italian. That's Fabregas is he the chairman, president, or something? He owns a club, I think, doesn't he?
The other defender, Fadz, was Leo Ostergaard. He was quite.
Forgot about Leo. That's what I mean. You forget about him.
Yeah, he's in France now, isn't he? He's in France, isn't he?
Yeah. To be fair, I still speak to Leo.
Yeah.
He texted me. We played Leeds on not long ago at home, and he texted me, "Can you get me friends 5 tickets?" So I got his friends 5 tickets up there. Then I went in after and spoke to them. They all bought my shirt with me on. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Jesus Christ, you didn't need to do that.
Oh, wow.
It was funny because Leo was 55 at Napoli, weren't he? And I was 55 when I signed it. Obviously, Blackburn.
What are your thoughts on loan players, Faz? Because at the minute we have none. We are one of only 2 clubs in the entire EFL who haven't got any loan players, and we've named a stack of loan players already tonight that have been outstanding. And it seems like a strange policy by our club that we haven't got any. When with a squad as small as it is, we definitely need somebody in or a couple. So, what are your thoughts on loans?
I do think they help, but I think obviously Doug's way he's probably thinking if he doesn't play, I think with loans these days you have to pay a big fee if they're not playing.
Right.
So if you're guaranteed to play, is why should I pay for a player who's not going to play but might help the squad? That's probably his thinking of it, which is he's at the end of the day he's paying for it. So we don't. But I do think you do need loan players because, like you said, think of some loan players be bad. They've been unbelievable, to be honest.
Yeah, and they do work. Loan players do work. You know. Yeah.
Maybe you get 1 or 2 what don't, but most of them are Coventry kids. So
yeah, most of ours.
You had sorry, Fadz, we had Harari, and then you had him at Blackburn, and then he's gone on to Brighton now, and he's for Coventry and Blackburn.
He's another one I said to everyone that would play at higher level, which would shock you. But seeing him in training every day, he was a really good player.
Yeah, for some reason he didn't quite make it a call, did he? For some
he was like that at Blackburn. They were all saying, "What do you think?" I went, "He's a really good player. He'll probably play in Premier League, but he's just 1 week he'll be unbelievable. Next week he'd be rubbish. But now he's obviously found his feet and he's doing really, really well this season, which I'm glad."
Do you think it's just the difference in the Premier League and the Championship? Because Championship is a bit cut and thrust, isn't it? And it's a bit mad at times. Everyone's flying into tackles. There's a lot more. I don't know. It seems more challenging. The Premier League, because two of our best games last season. Obviously, Man United and Wolves. We're playing Premier League teams who sort of give you the time to play, don't they? And also, even this season against Spurs, we played really well. And the same thing again.
It's hard to say. Obviously, I've never played in Premier League, so if I sat here and said, "Oh, yeah, it's a lot easier in Premier League," but when I don't know, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. It is quite rough in the Championship, stuff like that. But obviously, you see the Championship teams what go into the Premier League, they just get battered every week. So it just shows you vigorous.
Did you play against Man City in that semi-final, Fadz?
I was in it, thank God. I played the home game. We lost 1-0. Guerrero scored, but yeah, so 10-0 on aggregate, not that bad.
Yeah, well, they put 6 past Ipswich today, didn't they? So
yeah, I watched the game. Yeah, it could have been more as well. They can.
And we've got Ipswich in the cup, and I looked at Ipswich's bench, and they've got a great bench. Actually, it's not going to be, it's a nice game to have at home. It's still going to be a very tough one. That is with their bench if they put the reserves in.
They've got a good team, but like I say, it's completely different, isn't it? It's a different.
We have a question here from Sky Blue J. Question for Fadz. Excluding your mate Rich, which one of the panel would you most have on the night out with? I didn't see the rest of the question.
We everyone.
And there's somebody called Beer Can here. He obviously thinks he knows you because he says never buys around, moths in the wallet. So I don't know who that is. Miles?
Yep.
Back to you.
Back to me. Thanks a lot. So how do you think this week's game is going to go then, Fadz, between the Sky Blues and the mighty Blackburn up north?
I think it'll be a tight game, but I'm not sure.
And
I know I'm sitting on the fence a little bit, but I'm not.
You gonna give us a prediction?
Is there anybody of our lot you're concerned about?
Not really, no.
not your mate Kitchen.
Oh no. Not really.
I like that.
It'll be a good game.
You got him sent off last year, Fadz, didn't you?
I know.
When you went running to the ref. You went running to the ref, didn't you?
I took him home after as
and
well.
he does. So I found you in the car, and he's in the car with you.
We weren't very pleased, lad.
I was going to say, you got him sent off.
It was your tackle, wasn't it, on Callum on the edge of your box, and you broke away, didn't you? And we got caught there, and
pulled him down, didn't he?
Yeah, he weren't sending off. It were harsh, but we needed to play against 10 men, so I needed to get him off.
So it was your fault. He was out of the team for a while then, because
yeah.
So, Alex wants to know who's your best mate in football ever?
Oh.
Ever? Don't know, but ever. I'm quite obviously. I speak. I've got quite a lot, to be honest, but I'm not going to name one.
When we played you up here early on in the season, and at the end of the game, Mark Robbins came over to shake everyone's hands, and for some reason you didn't shake his hand. Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, I spoke to Gaff. I had a big conversation with him after the game, to be honest, in his office.
Did you?
Yeah. I was going home with Kitch after the game.
Yeah.
I went in the Gaff after for a bit.
No,
it's got a touch of Sunday morning football, this, hasn't it? Where you go home with somebody in the opposition and then to the pub afterwards. Well, it's quite cute, really, and sweet. If anything,
you always wonder how you all know each other. It's really good, isn't it?
To be honest, I didn't know. I knew of Kitch obviously before, but it's quite weird, to be honest. We was in Wagamama's, been quite a lot. Obviously, it's missus, and I was with my kids, and one of them, I just had a bit, and I was like, I need to go to the toilet. One of the other ones, so I said, "Can you look after the baby for me, please?" Obviously, and I ended up playing with him, and we always go to that moment. You remember when you were hospital with your kid? Right, yeah. But now he runs out with my kids. Yeah.
Stuart Dutton's asking a question. Hi, gents. Great show as always. Does Fadz think Victor will be in the Premier League anytime soon?
Or will he do it in the Premier League?
I keep asking the same question. I keep asking Victor the same question all the time. So he just keeps his card. Yes.
Yeah, because 1 minute it looks like he's going to Arsenal, then Man United are interested. And
I'll tell you now, he's got everyone after him.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. I mean, it's so great, isn't it? I mean, when you look at, you were part of that team where we've had these players like you were saying about Hamer, O'Hare, Victor, and you were part of that, and you were part of of that team that's developed those players to go on to bigger and better things. It must make you proud that you were part of all the success that has come from the last 7.5 years that Mark Robins built, and you were part of that success. It must make you feel so good in yourself as a person.
Yeah, of course it does, and I think it just shows how close the group was, because Victor could easily have gone on and just forgot about everyone, but he still messages you every day and stuff like that. Callum O'Hare, each same. If you take a reply straight away, Gus, same. Like, just shows you how good people they are. They're normal, good people. Like, and obviously some people it can get to their head and just forget about it. But
yeah,
it shows you how close the group was through the years.
Got a message from Glenn, and I think this is what everybody thinks, actually, Fadz. Just want to say a big thank you to you, Fadz, for the great service to Coventry City and some truly magic memories. All the best for the future. Always a sky blue. I think you never have to buy a drink in a pub in Coventry, unless you were Richard, of course, or you'll have to get your own. But
I need to take Richard, to be honest.
You take me out.
Actually, Carl, you remind me a bit, because tell us about the time where you were outside the CBS and you got sort of kidnapped onto a coach, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you ended up at the Sky Blue Tavern.
Yeah, well, obviously I was going to meet Vic there anyway, so he just asked if I wanted to get on a bus, and obviously they didn't think I would, but I just went, yeah, why not?
So you got on the bus. Well, my mate was on the bus, and he's telling me, I couldn't believe when Kyle McFadzean got on the bus.
Yeah.
And the one Ken was in Germany, when I FaceTimed him. And all
yes.
The
hold on a minute, we'll show you this. We've got a video.
Where is it? Hold on.
Right,
this is in Germany. And I bumped into Richard, and he was on the phone to Kyle.
Have I got it?
There,
I think I've got it.
Yeah, we have got it. Definitely. I'll put it on there.
I've lost it.
That's not
that one. No, I haven't got it. It hasn't uploaded. No.
I thought it was on there.
No, it hasn't uploaded. Oh, bugger. Okay. No, but I've got Fadz's celebration though at Blackpool.
No.
That was a cracking goal though.
Yeah, I do that every day in training. So,
Fadz, what was your best goal for Coventry? What was your best goal?
Yeah,
that one. Obviously, the most like what I enjoyed most was obviously the last minute against Forest, but the best goal was definitely that one.
Yeah. What about that goal at Leicester that got disallowed?
Oh yeah.
First game of the season.
Norwich.
No, Leicester got. He scored against.
You scored against Leicester. That was allowed.
No, Norwich one. I mean, sorry, Norwich. Yeah, Norwich. Yeah, it was the Norwich one.
Yeah, that were all right, but obviously got disallowed. So.
Yeah, I don't see how it was disallowed. It shouldn't have been disallowed.
They said somebody were on the line. That's why, and the keeper.
Oh, unbelievable.
The keeper.
No chance.
Going back to the supporters' evenings, how did the players view those sorts of evenings? Because I know the fans enjoy them. Do the lads enjoy doing it?
Yeah, to be honest, it's a good laugh with Coventry fans. So yeah, I think everybody enjoys it.
And do you have them sort of evenings up at Blackburn or not?
No.
No.
Oh, I think it's fairly unique.
I'm not sure. I think they do a lot of community, but they don't have like stuff like that.
Yeah. And did it help you as players going to these meetings and seeing the fans and chatting to them? Did it give you an extra incentive?
Yeah, because you just get that connection, don't you, with fans, and it's like a family. And so, but yeah, we're good. It was good. We had some good laughs, but obviously we're always better going when we're on a good run.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I remember there was some that got cancelled. You know, we went on a bit of a dip and a couple got cancelled. Mark Robbins wouldn't allow anyone to go. I remember that. Yeah, it was through that little sticky patch we went through because they all got cancelled around the Midlands, around the area anyway, around Coventry and Warwickshire. We got any more comments coming in?
This is from Zoe Rebecca. Kyle, are you leaving Blackburn?
Not sure.
Yeah. Well, Alex Maddox has asked, would you consider a coaching role here? You kind of sort of, would you consider a coaching role at Coventry City?
Like I said, obviously, because I've got a master who I want to watch me play football because he's never seen me play. Yeah. That's a massive thing before everything.
Question.
I want to play some games.
Who's the best referee and the worst referee? Who's the referee you look? If he's refereeing, you go great, and if he's refereeing, you go oh no.
To be honest, not names.
Oh, I'm saying.
But there is one who I don't like.
You don't like?
He's from Premier League. Do you know when he gave me the penalty against Preston?
Oh, tell me. I keep saying that all the time, Fadz. You know what? He had a shot. He hit it over the bar, and he went, "Nah, penalty." Yeah. Anthony Taylor. Yeah.
But never mind that, Fadz. What about the fantastic save against Luton? I mean, Luton. You should have been in goal. How did you get away with that?
It hit me here.
There was two, wasn't there? The Luton one where you saved it with your hand, you dived, and the season before where they sent you off in your chest. So that was just retribution.
Yeah. I should have got sent off. The other one, I shouldn't have got sent off.
But that did hit your chest though, because you could, when the cameras zoomed on you, you could see the ball print where the shirt had hit your shirt.
Yeah, it definitely did hit me on. But
so, what's your thoughts on VAR then? Because obviously we haven't got in the Championship. We love it without it. What do you think? I mean,
I thought you were going to say we love VAR then, Claudia.
No, we love not having it.
Me as a player, I don't like it because you can't get away with things. But obviously, I do think it's good for the decisions because you always get the right one most of the time.
Yeah,
not all the time, but
not all the time. It's stupid all the time, but it should be.
Do you think ex-players should be maybe sat at Stockley Park? Do you think that would help?
Yeah, I do think maybe, yeah.
Because you know when someone's conning the referee, obviously.
But I still think every player's got different opinions as well. So
right. So what do you think to the opinion of, he's won a penalty? Because that really winds me up when they're just a slight nick and they've gone down. That must infuriate you as a defender.
Yeah, definitely. I just think the strikers get off with so much.
Yeah. Paul Stratton says, sorry, Miles, I just asked this question. Paul Stratton says, what was your opinion on us selling Dom at the time? Was that all a bit of a shock, surprise?
Shocked us.
Yeah. Well, me and Dom obviously spoke about it about 4 or 5 weeks before he actually went. He knew they were interested, but then it died down a little bit. And then it went out of the blue. Obviously, and yeah, it was tough on lads because he were a big player for us. But we just got on with it. And he always says, couldn't believe it, you nearly got promoted when I left.
Yeah, he got player of the season his first season there, didn't he?
Yeah, he's done really well this season as well. He's playing like back to stuff. So yeah, I'm really pleased for him. He's really done well.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we all loved Dom when he was with us. He was a fantastic defender. Well, he still is a good defender. There's a question here for you, Fadz. When you give up football, can you come and make an appearance in Singer's Corner?
Of course I will, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't have to buy a drink. Everyone will buy you a drink, don't worry.
That's one of my
nephews still go, Fadz. Fadz, your nephews still go to Coventry, or they at Blackburn?
He goes every week to Coventry games.
Yeah, so Fadz's nephews came to watch, and he's a converted. He's from Sheffield, doesn't he? He's Sheffield originally, and now converted Coventry fan.
He never change.
He comes every week. Kids.
Yeah.
That question was from Ethan Fletcher, is one of my lads' best mates. It was his birthday last week, and he got dressed up in full goalkeeper kit in the stand. They've been out drinking, and he turns up at the ground. This is the cup match. I looked at my son. I thought, "Oh no, we're going to get through this game."
Here's one for you. Do you know when people put these cards up saying, "Can I have your shirt? Can I have your shirt?" Do you get fed up with that, or do you like it?
Not really. I don't really get many, so it's all right. But no, I think lads like it, to be honest. Obviously, lads would like to be able to play every week if they could, but some like it.
And what happens to? Do you have to rebuy the shirt?
Yeah, we have to pay.
Yeah. Can I have your shirt?
I have to pay for them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, the clubs don't like it if you give too many shirts away, do they?
Actually, talking about shirts, Carl, how many shirts do you get on the day? Do you get 3 shirts for match days? How does it work?
I have 2, but some have 3 or 4. Yeah.
And also the pre-match warm-up, when it's absolutely peeing it down, I always feel sorry for you lads, thinking I'm sure they'd sooner be in the changing rooms and being out in this for 20 minutes, getting completely drenched and going back in the changing room. That can't be comfortable, can it?
No. To be honest, that's when you drench, when you go back, it's quite, especially if you've already used your shirt.
Yeah.
It's not very.
Question for him. Superstition, Fadz. You're very superstitious, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's your match day sort of superstition, what you have to do?
To be honest, I've not been as bad because I've not been playing. But I always have me going out onto the pitch, side shuffle, and then bounce on each leg.
Pour water over your head. Pour water to go out.
But I ain't had a chance to do that. So
no. Well, you play and wear the same boots. Did you wear the same boots in the League One season?
Yeah.
Your boots were falling apart, weren't they?
Yeah.
Right towards the end. But you wouldn't change them because we haven't lost. So you were wearing boots with holes in them and everything.
Yeah. But eventually I did have to change them because
Why do you bounce on one foot and on the other?
Not sure. Just don't.
Not sure.
I still do it now, obviously going out for warm-up. I do it every warm-up.
Oh wow. And who's got the worst superstition? Do you know anyone in your club at the moment, or in our club when you were ours, who had the worst?
A lot of players have got it, to be honest, but they just go their own way. Like I have, I have to put my boots on 10 minutes before you go out, stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's like us fans, we have superstitions. I mean, yesterday we won, so I've got to wear the same outfit as I wore yesterday to the next game. Because it's like, you think, well, I wore that outfit, we won, I'm going to wear it again.
I'd be same with pants. I would. If I had a different pants on, I'd have to wear that. We won. Just keep wearing
Same one.
Yeah.
And then I used to text Fadz on the more of the game. If he scored, we had to carry on, didn't we? Every game doing the same thing.
Oh wow! Yeah.
You used to have to come to ZZ's just to see me.
Oh yeah. So on Fadz used to stop over on Friday night, and then I'd go for a meal. We had to ZZ's for a meal. If we won, I'd have to keep going for a meal with him at ZZ's and Dom and Vic. Well, no, there's like 4 or 5 in there, weren't there?
And you had to pay, or did they pay?
No. I don't know. I can't remember.
He got away with that once.
So fine dining then, ZZ's. I like that.
Yeah. I do miss ZZ's.
At least you took it to the top of town in Leamington up there. That's the fancy Italian restaurant up there, La Coppola, something like that. It's right. I reckon Zoe Rebecca is a Blackburn fan. She's asking too many questions here. Do you have a good relationship with the Blackburn manager?
Yeah, really good relationship with him. To be honest, he's a top manager, and he's been really good.
He was a good player as well when he was at Cov. To be fair,
fantastic. Yeah. To be honest, I'm quite surprised that no one's been in for him. To be honest, because he's a really good coach, and not only that, he's a really good man manager. And
I mean, there was little rumours, weren't there, before Lampard came that they were in for Eustace, but
well, it'd have been good for a club, really good, really good.
We're talking about kits. Callum Bailey says, "What was your favourite kit while you were with Cov City?"
I did quite like the one where good against Forest. That one.
The one with the Phoenix on the front.
Yeah.
All plain blue round neck. Yeah. That was nice. That was nice. Yeah. And then they had the picture on the scoreboard as well, didn't they, to match it?
Yeah. I think that one, yeah.
You okay on time, Fadz? Got to go. You okay?
I'm sound, mate. Yeah.
Sure.
I left them.
Kids are in bed.
They were on sofa. I left them asleep.
Right, carry on, Claudio. Any more comments?
Yeah, Nino of Cov says, Fadz, do you believe you were let go for cost-cutting exercise? I just think Cov seem to be struggling financially, reasons or not, for having loans and getting anyone in. So do you think that was the reason they let you go? Or
not really. I went a big payer like the rest of them, but the club, like I said, they weren't been struggling because they paid me money to leave. So they looked after me, to be honest. They basically gave me quite a bit of my contract still.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Are you left or right-footed? Or both? Both, yeah. No, I would say about you, because that was the skill of you. You got caught in a situation, and because you were comfortable with both feet, weren't you? You were comfortable to come one side or the other.
But I'm just as good with my left as I am with my right. If I want to, yeah.
I can remember Carl could spread a ball around. He was very good at that, actually. I think you surprised a few, because they didn't expect it from you, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That is a compliment, by the way.
We missed that at the moment. We missed that at the moment because our centre halves, I think they're two either left-footed or right-footed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we struggle at the moment with not having someone like yourself who can use both feet in a situation.
You've got really good players. Honest. It's just picking right team, and it's quite tough because you've got a lot of good players, and obviously rotating it a lot. I just think I'm not a manager, obviously, but I think when the team's doing well, just keep the same team unless somebody's struggling. For me,
the thing for us at the moment, though, Fadz, is that we can't play 2 games in a week. Every time it's a midweek game, we don't bother turning up. So. It's quite cool.
Chief has had a tough season, hasn't he, with injuries wise?
Yes, yeah.
I think obviously that's probably a big miss for you, because that's probably why you've stuttered a little bit.
So how do you as players cope with the games, like 2 or 3 in a week? How does it affect you?
I don't struggle with it, to be honest. I don't care. I just get on with it. I think it's just because I'm life normal. Like some people are really professional. I just get on with it. Just day in, day out. My days looking after my kid, training, coming home, eating their food well as my food, and I'm really strict on everything. I just get on with it. As long as I'm performing, not getting injured, that's the main thing for me.
You travelled, didn't you? When you were at Coventry, you travelled from how was that, an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah, I used to travel every day. I obviously there Friday nights.
Friday night. And that didn't affect you. You're fine that way. I
travel 6 hours a day now, so it's a bit too much now.
But religiously, you always stayed over the night before a game.
Yeah,
you always stayed over. Even I remember in League One where the club wouldn't pay for you, and like be 4 or 5 of you would pay yourselves in a hotel and stop the night, even if you were home and away. I remember watched Rochdale when your car broke. Remember your car broke down on the way up the M6. We played Rochdale Saturday, and you were all in the car, weren't you? Broke down the M6.
Do me, Godders, Rosie, and Kells. Rosie scored there.
Yeah. And you were trying to phone me to sort it, and then you had to get picked up from Stoke. Was it Stoke, wasn't it? Stoke, M6. We got
a hotel at 10 o'clock, 10:30 that night.
Yeah.
When we left. It took me.
And you had to get back to your car. I think on the Saturday, your car was there when you had to get back.
No. My car got delivered.
Yeah.
To my house Friday night about 3 in the morning.
We beat
Mum was very happy.
We beat Rochdale 1-0, didn't we? We won 1-0. I remember. The things that in League One, people wouldn't know. The 3 or 4 years there, the stuff that we did or whatever, like you guys, the night before a game was.
They were crackers. We had to put a lot in first year.
Yeah.
Chris Brooks says, as a previous Cov player, who else were leaders on the pitch in the dressing room when you were at the club?
Obviously, Kells, Godders. Obviously, you've got your Bidders and Kit. Who else? Jamie's a leader. Obviously, he's quiet, but he's the leader on the pitch. Chifo's a leader. Who else? Obviously, Gus. We had a lot.
How good was Matty James, Fadz? Matty James?
Matty James was really good. Should have signed him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that we never got him, to be honest, when we should have on loan.
Yeah, we think we wanted him as well, Blackburn as well.
He's still not with the club, is he? Is he with the club? As Wrexham.
Yeah, he went. Yeah.
Connolly wants to know. It's a serious question. Favourite boozer in Covell Leamington?
There's
quite a few in there. Is there?
Which one was it?
Fizzy Moons.
Fizzy Moon.
Gets very.
I didn't really like it. Went to Leamington.
And he says, have you framed the photo of you nailing those 4 players in the box?
To be honest, I don't really have much football stuff in there. To be honest, I've got obviously a couple of things, but not much.
Do you keep the shirts? You know, when you used to swap shirts and stuff, do you keep shirts?
I've got a couple. Obviously, I've got my friends, but I don't really do anything. I get them for other people. Obviously, I've got my friends and like different lads. But even the playoff final shirt, it's in garage.
Is it?
Yeah, you not had it framed or anything.
We didn't win, did we? So...
I'll hang it up behind me if you want. I'll put it up here.
Rick can have it if he wants it.
No, I've got room. I've got room here.
I'm sure we can all find room here.
I'll get it off you.
Hold on. I've got a sign. I've got a sign here.
But yeah,
highest bidder. I'll get it.
Right, it's an auction. It's an auction.
It just
I've got Fadz's. You gave me your shirt at Bournemouth away. 100th. I've got that framed. Your 100th appearance for Coventry again.
That's a nice shirt.
That was the 3-all. That was the 3-all, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is a question. This is a serious one from Neil Jakes. Fadz, how much note do the players take of social media? Do they have a quick peek on forums or this show?
Lads do look, yeah, 100%, but I'm not sure. Everybody looks, don't they? But it just depends how you cope with it, to be honest.
Did it bother you if anybody said something a bit?
Nah.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
It'd knock them out.
It used my wife, it used to get her going a bit. I used to say, Andy, you know what it's like. I says, they'll love me next week. Don't worry about it. They're like, yeah, they will. So,
Vic, do you want to? Finn says, let Vicky ask a question.
Yeah.
Go on, Vicky.
Well, I was just going to ask if I could bring up this question from Marky earlier when he said, if Kyle could pick any striker from around the world that you'd like to play against, who would that be and why? So to challenge yourself against, I guess.
Haaland.
Haaland.
Yeah.
Who would you say has been the most difficult striker you've played against in your career so far?
It were Pookie, I thought. Do you know Norwich? You at Norwich?
Yeah. What about like in training? So would that be Vic?
Yeah, Vic. I used to love playing against Vic. But yeah, Vic. The second time he come back, yeah, it got tough. So I'd say Vic. Yeah, you got to say Vic, can't you? Look at what he does to all the.
Yeah.
Was there any moody players like went off with assault? You know, quite a few.
Vic.
He always looked like that, didn't he? You could see that.
It's winners though, isn't it? It's what's built into you.
Yeah.
If you don't want to win every game in training, then you don't be playing football. For me, I face on all the time. If I don't win in training, I'm quite mad.
Yeah. Do you think Vic is as good, or if not better than Haaland?
I think Vic would score just as many goals as Haaland. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we think the same. He's just become a beast, hasn't he? But I mean, I've got a thing about contracts here. So you sign a 2-year deal or a 3-year deal. What do you make to all these new contracts that these big players are getting? I.e., Haaland's just signed a 9.5-year deal. I mean, that's just mad, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought they did it for fair play, but obviously it's still meant to be on like 500 grand a week, so they've obviously not done it for that reason. But yeah, it's crazy.
It's just crazy. What's the longest contract you've ever signed?
3 years, maybe. Yeah, 3 years.
Do you? How much of a say do you get in that, Carl? How's it work? Does it go backwards and forwards?
Yeah, sometimes, because obviously I had a bit of commentary after obviously the first 2 years, because they were like, I had my contract, but then I played so many games, I got another year. But then I had one season where they didn't put it in, and then the following season, where I'm a bit older, they put it in. I'm like, well, I asked for it last year and you put it in, but now you want to put it this season. They were giving me a better one the year after. I'm like, all right, fair enough. A weird contract.
We hear lots of rumours about what happens behind the scenes with these sort of contracts when they say, "Oh, he's not playing. They're not picking him because if he reaches a certain amount of games, it releases certain clauses in the contract." Is that something that really does happen at some clubs?
Yeah, it definitely happens.
That's why you're on the bench, then, weren't you?
Yeah. You put kind of, didn't you? Ellen did 7 more appearances.
This is Luca Cardellino. Oh, might as well get my son up here. Best centre half partnership you've had? I suppose any time.
Yeah. To be honest, when I played at Crawley, I had Pablo Mills, who really helped me in my career because he was quite vocal and he helped me come on as a player massively. And I played with a good one at Milton Keynes, to be honest. Anthony Kay, he was good and experienced pro as well. So I do think, as obviously a younger player playing with an older pro, it definitely brings you on. It did with me, and obviously you can see with others I've played with younger lads that I've helped them a little bit. I'd probably say them two have helped me the most in my career, brought me on as a player. But obviously playing with you likes of Alan, Rosa, Dominic, Leo, and then obviously McNulty. So you play with some real centre half talented as well. So
yeah, we've had a few, haven't we? Definitely.
Yeah.
Harley Johnson is a.
Sorry. I
thought. Go on.
I thought Leo was going to stay after the Stoke game and he scored that goal, that header. After the game, he come up to the camera, didn't he? He was talking to the camera, to the fans, and we all thought he was going to stay, he was going to sign, and then he went back, didn't he? And we were like, oh no, because you two did have, it was a great partnership, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was like I say, he was a really good lad as well, good person. So he were really good for the group. He were a good character as well.
Yeah, it just looked really good. That did that, when you were working alongside him. And I really wish we did keep hold of him, but it never happened.
Yeah.
Did he win the league at Napoli? Did he win the league?
Yeah, he won the league.
Napoli, yeah.
It's bonkers, isn't it? It just shows you the quality. Lone players. I keep banging on about it. Go on, Vicky. Sorry.
So I was just going to say, Carl, so obviously you just spoke then about some of the experienced pros that you played alongside when you were younger, and obviously the benefit that had on your career. And then you spoke about the leaders that they had at Coventry, so yourself and Kells and Godden, and obviously a lot of those have left now. Do you think, as fans, we sort of pinpointing that as part of our problem this season, that sort of lack of experienced leadership? Would you think that is, would you agree with that potential synopsis?
Not really, because you've got your likes of Vidders, Hitch, Jamie Allen, obviously Ben Sheaf. You've still got really big people in that team, and obviously Vidders is a proper leader.
Yeah.
Quite surprised, obviously, Sheafo got the arm back. Well, obviously deserved it well, but I just feel like sometimes as players, it can put a lot of pressure on you, and I feel like maybe that's what's Sheafo, because he was playing so well, but even when he sometimes it can put so much pressure on. But I'd like to see him just get back to fitness, to be honest, because he can definitely play at next level, Sheafo.
Yeah.
My cousin's just texted me. He says, if you're not playing on Tuesday, if you're not playing on Tuesday, will you come in the away end?
I'll try.
You have to sneak in.
That's for my cousin Martin. He helps out with the coaches now for the tavern. So he's inviting you in the away end, Fadz.
I hope he's got enough points. Harley Johnson, got to be a Rovers fan. This Fadz, I was expecting you to go into management at Rovers, to be honest, but if you're unhappy, fair enough. Don't blame you. With the Venkies at the wheel, we aren't going nowhere. I reckon you think they are going to go somewhere, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I just feel like they need to back him a little bit, and he's definitely got a good group there, and it's a tough one. I'm enjoying my time there. I really like it there, but like I said, it's because I want to play, even if it is the last bit of the season. I just want my seen me play football before, I do decide to finish or go into something else.
Plus, you're travelling out 6 hours a day. It's travelling, isn't it? The travel.
I want Rich. Travelling don't bother me, to be honest. It's more the side of playing.
Yeah.
Like, I still feel like I've got something to offer. So, but I enjoy it there really, really, really a lot. But just if I can get opportunity to play somewhere closer to home, and the gaffer's already said to me he won't stop me. So he's been top guy. I've really enjoyed it with him, and obviously, if I don't move, I'm not bothered. But I do want to try and see if I can get something.
Well, we've got Fabio at our club. Obviously, you know Fabio he's hardly kicks the ball. He's been on the bench all season. I'm not even sure he's got a kit underneath the tracksuit he's wearing. He's never had to go on the pitch, and it must frustrate him so much. And we're surprised he's still with us because I'd have thought he'd want to play. Basically, it must be really frustrating for any player not to actually play because ultimately that's what you want to do, isn't it, as a footballer?
Yeah, but he's at a different stage and he's at a good team and he's a young lad. I'm at the other end of my career. It's like if I don't play this season, then maybe I'll probably have to finish. But we'll see. See what happens in the next few days. But at the minute, I'm still a Blackburn player and I'll give 100% for them until anything does happen. But like I say, I've got nothing bad about Blackburn to say because I've enjoyed my time there and I still enjoy my time there. If I'm there till the end of the season, I'll be buzzing because I do really think we've got a chance of getting in them playoffs.
Yeah.
My in-laws are Rovers fans, believe it or not. They're from Darwin.
Two Rovers fans than me, to be honest.
They're yeah, her dad went to see Blackburn Rovers in 1960 Cup final against Wolves. They've got photographs of them outside Wembley, and him and his brother's wearing school uniform. How bizarre is that? So,
no. Any more questions then, Claudio? Before we,
Matthew Stone says it's more local stuff. Actually, is there anything in particular specific Fadz could recommend I could do to build relationships on the pitch as a Sunday morning coach?
Oh, a bit of advice there.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
What age group?
What age group?
Oh, wow.
Well,
maybe as do more things as a group, like not just playing football. Build big relationships between everyone. So like maybe go bowling together, get the group closer together, stuff like that, and then come closer on a Sunday, I think. So like bonding them all together, basically. So basically they're like one big family.
Yeah,
that's good advice.
You give them all just as much game time as possible as well. Just try and share out at that age. So I don't think it's fair, like players on for so long. I think you need to share it out as possible.
Have Rovers done much business in the transfer window so far?
They've brought a couple of players, but nothing much. But we definitely need to strengthen. We've had a few injuries lately, so yeah.
Okay, then. Any more questions, Claudia? Or we're going to we go through for some predictions for Tuesday night offers off the panel?
This is a question here, and I think it's a rather fitting question because the chap who's in the middle of the screen there. From a player's perspective, this is from Chris Downs. How important was Richard's involvement and support for the club? A true Sky Blues hero.
Yeah, he helped mould it together. To be honest, he did a lot for a lot of us lads. Which you can tell. I said to Richard, if Richard didn't go on tonight, I weren't coming on. So I speak to him nearly every day. It annoys me a little. But he's been a massive part for that club, and I don't think the club really understands how much he's really done for that club. He's done a lot, and I mean a lot. Like,
a lot behind the scenes that we obviously don't know as well.
Yeah, a lot.
But I've got 3 boys who I can tell. When Fadz left, my lads were crying. They were in bits. So my boys, I got out. My boys, I've got 3 boys who think the world of. They call my daughter calls Fadz Uncle Fadz. So the boys, the players are great for me. We had some great times. It was 2 away for me. So
you got some fantastic memories. Yeah.
Really.
And there's always suspicion, isn't there, over people who. There's a handful of people the last few years have done loads because they just love Coventry City Football Club behind the scenes. And some fans are always suspicious, aren't they? You probably felt this, Richard, at times. Thinking, why is he doing that? Why is he getting involved? And it is just for the love of the football club, isn't it?
I mean, I went to Brighton, I never watched a training. I went to Brighton to stuff that had been done. Fadz will tell you. I went to Brighton, I never saw the players. I was doing stuff. So, it was just...
What's he like as a chef, Kyle?
Oh.
I used to cook.
Yeah. I used to bring to a training ground. But you do, because I'm a Coventry fan, aren't I? It was good, but,
it's been unbelievable. We need to take Richard out, though. I keep saying it. So, we're going to get together anyway. So, Rich, we said.
Yeah.
So, see what happens.
I think we've kept Carl long enough, haven't we, Ken?
Yeah, we're just going to get a quick couple. Let's get some predictions while we're on screen. Richard, give you a prediction for Tuesday night then. Blackburn away.
Blackburn 0, Coventry 2.
Sounds good to me. We'll come to the last, Kyle. Vicky?
A 2-1 to Coventry.
2-1, Carl. Okay. Claudio, you're normally quite confident.
1-1.
Oh, he's sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
Miles.
I don't think we're good. It's 2 games in a week. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's the problem with the second game of the week.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too excited because we just literally can't get a run going, can we?
No.
Which is really frustrating. We can't get momentum going. Let's hope this does, because we won on penalties last week, which flowed into yesterday. I'll go 1-0 to the Sky Blues, I think. Sneak it.
1-0?
Sneak it, yeah.
Maybe Dobbin in the 90th minute.
Yeah, Dobbin.
You're going to give us a prediction?
I'm going to go 1-0 Blackburn.
1-0 Blackburn. Ooh, okay. I think I'm going to go 1-1, because I think I'll be happy with a point going up there, to be honest. If we can follow it up with a win on Saturday against Watford, that'll be a great point for us, I think, because it's always a difficult place to go to, Blackburn, and as we all know. So I'll be more than happy with a point. So that's it. So right, look, Kyle, thanks very much for giving your time tonight. Much appreciated.
Cheers for having me.
Yeah, and you're welcome anytime to come on. Miles, Claudio, Vicky, and Richard.
Yeah, Matt, we'll give you out tomorrow.
We all appreciate you coming on, and it's been fantastic insight into some of the nicer stories that you've had with the Sky Blues. And I wish you the best of luck in whatever you choose to do in the future, mate.
Perfect. All right. See you Thursday, Tuesday.
Cheers.
Yeah, I hope you come back to us soon.
And play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky
Right, see you later. Take care.
All right, mate.
Cheers. Cheers.
Right, there you go. McFadzean, Captain Fantastic. What a brilliant guest.
That was great. Thanks, Rich.
No. Pleasure. I think he was dying to get. I think the way he left. I mean, you heard him say. I think he still loves the club. You know what I mean? So it gives him an opportunity, doesn't it, to listen and talk to people. Yeah. And he's himself, isn't he? He's not.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's wonderful, and I mean, it's great that we've got some of the questions off people that are watching as well, because it's like you say, he never really got to say goodbye either, did he? So it's nice that some of the fans being able to ask some of the questions. I know we couldn't get to all the questions, but he stayed on for quite a long time. Well chuffed. So
should try and get Matty Godden next.
Who do you want next? Matty?
Yeah.
I'll get Matty Godden. Let's get them all on.
Matty would love to come on, because Matty's the same. Matty, Charlton, he said in the 3rd round he'd hoped he'd get Coventry away so he could say bye to the fans.
Right.
I think he's.
Let's get him on.
He's another one. Really, we didn't have a chance to say bye to, did we? Really?
It must
But
be.
it's not like with Mark Robbins. We haven't really said goodbye to Mark either. We're playing Stoke soon, so we'll be able to say goodbye to him then. But it's so nice to be able to. It's so nice to have an ex-player on that and that has done so much for our club, like yourself, Rich, who's done so much behind the scenes for the club. To have someone on like Kyle that brought us all those happy memories over the last 7.5 years, and he got us promoted and he got us to the playoff final and all that. He kept us up in the championship in the first season, and like he said, him and Cal's got them into the changing rooms and said, if you don't want to be part of this journey, then you shouldn't be here, and that's the sort of characters you need, isn't it? You need that in the club. And I look at this team now, and I know he's good friends with Kitchen, and do you know what? He's had a great couple of games, and it's like game time, isn't it? Game time. Like Vic keeps saying about Sims, no point in coming on for 10 minutes because he ain't getting any game time. You've got to give them a run. They've got to have a run, and and it's just brilliant to have him on. That has brought us so much joys and happiness over the last few years.
The other bit there, though, his nephews are still Coventry City fans.
Yeah,
that's
brilliant.
They haven't changed. They haven't changed the team. That's great.
That's like Strachan, his grandkids.
Yeah,
they're all Cov fans.
Yeah.
It's just mad, isn't it? Get Max Biamu on. Well, you got to stay tuned. You got to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and it'll give you notifications when we're having our shows and when we get people on.
And it says a lot that actually Fadz is back in Kitchen. So you kind of think we judge him as a player, so you got to sort of judge his judgment as well, don't you? If he actually thinks Kitchen's going to do the business for us.
Yeah. Well, he obviously he sees him in training. He's seen him in training. He knows what he's like, attitude, and he knows him a lot better than we do, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I must admit, look, I've said this before. When they're on the pitch, there are players. You've got to get behind them. It's our club, isn't it? Why would you want your own players to fail? It's ridiculous. And I can understand us having a bit of a moan and a groan after the game, but when they're on the pitch, you got to get behind them. That's the only way we're going to get through a sticky patch. And like I said, the last 10 games, we've got 15 points. That's the equivalent of 69 points over a season. That's almost playoffs. Yeah. So it shows there has been a slow improvement. It's not like, over the top improvement, but it's a slow improvement. And I'd sooner do it slowly than have the new manager bounce of win 4 games and then we lose 10. And at home,
what do you reckon, Vic?
What about the progression or about Kitchen? Sorry.
About
Kitchen, Fadz, Kitchen. Progression.
I said through the week, didn't I? That for me, Kitchen is the most Fadz type player that we've got, and he's like a younger version of him. And I didn't understand why, as a fan base, we weren't we were kept on saying we wanted Fadz back, which would be great, but equally why we weren't supporting that Kitchen is that type of player coming through at the beginning of his career.
I think what frustrated a couple of fans, or a lot of the fans, is when he got sent off a couple of times in concession, didn't he?
I always thought he got a bit of a raw deal there, though, because the first sending off was Sheffield Wednesday, when he did nothing wrong. He got headbutted by their player and then got sent off. Yeah. And then there was 2 other games when, we gave the ball away, then he had to sort of react, and so it wasn't entirely his fault. So there was sort of 3 sendings off, and I'm not sure that I'd say any of them were really his fault. And then he got a bit of a reputation for that. So I always felt.
I also think he was ill before the Millwall game. He was ill, wasn't he? When we beat Millwall away 1-0 this season. He was ill for 2 days, missed training when Lampard first came in. So I think.
And a defender gets sent off. That's part of being a defender. It happens, isn't it?
And you heard it. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Fad says it weren't really a sending off against Blackburn last season.
No.
It's.
Did you have any more late comments coming in, Claudio? Or before we wrap up?
Nice one from Doug Bolam. Amazing guys. How many shows like this would manage to get an ex-player on who's still at another club? Well done, all of you. Which is what we were saying yesterday, weren't Richard? I can't believe it. we've got a current player coming onto a show to
Yeah.
talk about the game coming up, and we promised we'd behave, and I think we have. So
Yeah.
you knew we would anyway. We've done it many a time, so it's not it's not an issue.
Mark, there's someone Dark Farts that says when we're getting Robbins on.
No.
Luckily, he got a job now, which is a shame. But yeah, you never know.
Just before the Stoke game would be nice.
Yeah, gets appointed.
Brilliant. Get Josh Eccles on. Get Josh on. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, it would be nice.
But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to hear the background stories of the players and how they live their life. They're only normal people at the end of the day, just like all of us, aren't they? You know, and you know they're in the spotlight all the time, so they've got to take the criticism and all the flack that goes with being a professional footballer. So
I knew he was a Rovers fan. Harley Johnson says, I remember when your keeper scored that handball against us a few years ago in the proper dying moments of the game, just as we're destined for playoffs. Well, you said it there. He's a goalkeeper. He's allowed to use his hands.
Oh, you mean this one?
Keeper score. Back post, Ben! Back post! Back post!
Brilliant.
Brilliant. It's just brilliant. I love the ear of the bloke going, back post, Ben, back post.
Yeah, back post.
Near post.
I couldn't believe. I was just waiting for the referee's whistle to go. You know, some sort of foul or infringement.
Oh,
But then
my
I see
God.
the video. I thought, bloody hell.
I woke up the next day. I had some black legs, I'll tell you, on the back of my calves. I was bruised all over.
Yeah. Great memories. Great memories.
Brilliant.
So, but there you go. That's that point was the point, obviously, that got us into the playoffs, wasn't it?
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
The thing is, had we lost that, we wouldn't have got into the playoffs because they'd have pulled away from us. That was the problem.
Yeah.
And it pegged them back. It did. It pegged them back, and then they just self-imploded, didn't they? Blackburn, who had been in the playoffs for so long. Yeah.
Hartley just said, "Get bloody on." What's that? I didn't want to wait.
He didn't want to wake up at all.
When he started it, he mentioned it first. We weren't going to.
Oh, brilliant.
Shall we end it on this comment? I think this is a good comment to end the show. I think.
Go
on then.
Are we ready to end it? I think we are, aren't we?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Most of the music. We are too quick to judge players. Fans were unsure about Fadz for the first year or so, and now we love him. Give Kitchen and others time.
Yeah.
There you go then. That's what we're leaving on. City travel to Ewood Park on Tuesday night. And hopefully we can get at least a point now. I'm quite confident we'll get a point at least. But if we come away with a victory, that's even better. But then we've got a home game against Watford to come. So that's all you can ask for. Thanks very much, Vicky, Claudio, Miles, and Richard Overson for coming on tonight. Thanks very much for all the comments. There's been loads of comments tonight. We're told if we didn't get through them all. And thank you, of course, to Kyle McFadzean, our special guest, who gave us the insight to Blackburn Rovers and a few funny stories to go with it. Hopefully we'll have a few more of those as the season goes on. And all I can say is a big play up Sky Blues to everybody and a very good night to you all. Thanks very much. Good night.
Play on Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.